There we are. All right. Welcome back, Leverage Nation. Today's rockstar entrepreneur, business owner, business coach, tax professional, the tax man, my good friend, Albert Corey, right out of Florida. Amazing, Albert. I got to spend some time with him, and I need you guys to get to know Albert because if you don't know Albert, you're really missing out. So, Albert, can you tell our audience who you are? Who's Albert Corey?
Hey everybody, my name is Albert Corey, aka the Taxman. I've been in business for I've been in business 40 years. I've worked with everybody from lizard ranchers to kitty actors and everything in between to make sure they can increase their profits with less stress. People have money right underneath their nose, but if there's not somebody that's showing them where to go, that money's never going to come.
That's right. That's right, Albert. Yeah, I love that. Did you say lizard ranchers?
I've worked with everything from lizard ranchers to kitty actors. Is this PG or can I use?
This is YouTube. I think anything goes on
Okay,
YouTube and
so
Facebook.
what I used to say on stage, and this is the truest story ever, until I got censored by the big dogs, is I worked with everything from kitty actors to porn stars and everything in between. But the
Wow.
people who, and that's the truth, and one of my highest paid clients is a porn star,
Okay. Former client or current
a
client?
current client.
Okay. All right. Hey, they all need tax professionals, right? Everybody
Hey,
needs a
baby,
good
I
tax
help them all the
professional.
time.
Yeah. So
I
Uncle
when
Sam can't.
he came to me the first time, he didn't know anything, and I'm the one who put him in business. Seriously,
Well, here's the thing. Uncle Sam can't be upset about that by any means. So I don't know why you would get censored because they're paying their taxes. So, you know,
I
it's
agree.
all good. It's all good. It's all good. So I know you and I had the opportunity to connect recently at one of our events that Daniel Gomez events that DG Publishing put on at the Writers Retreat. And you were working on one of your books. And I know you've got a couple books. And what book exactly is that? And when will that be coming out? Tell us a little bit about
Oh,
that, Albert.
hold on, let me get the name here because we changed it.
Yeah, I
It's
know.
a million dollar mindset. Simple
Yeah,
and easy ways to take your business to the next level.
love it.
It's actually done. It's in post production where they're getting the cover together. We had to do a name change because
Okay.
the original name was Cash Injection System.
Okay.
So then it was a name change.
Got
But
you.
it's showing you how you can put money in your pocket, cash inject, just like what it was, how to put money in your pocket with no stress.
Yeah. Very cool. And so your timeline on that book, you said it's coming out pretty soon. You can
It's
get it in.
now in the Deji Publishing editing division.
Yeah,
So they had to kind of change change the sorry, the insides a little bit
got you.
to update it. So
Yeah,
that
the
now it's being updated.
I saw the book cover. Amazing, man. Amazing. I'm excited for you. It really inspired me because I've been having a concept going on for my second book. My first book, Get Leveraged. Actually, here's my book cover. Um, with DG Publishing is in pre-sale now. Are you doing pre-sale now, Albert, or are you going to just go right for the jugular and
Um,
go right into
I'm
sales?
I'm not doing pre-sale yet
Okay,
because
okay,
once we decide the cover's done and it goes on Amazon, I'm real good at pre-selling and get everything going.
yeah,
Even then, while I was there at the writers retreat, I was helping Kevin some Simba ninja tricks. How when you do in the pre-sale, how you can get $50 and $60 out of your book
really,
and build your list.
yeah. Okay, well, we'll talk about that off camera so you can help
Sure.
me with that because because I definitely could use all the help I can with this book. So I've got this is a this book is co-authored, so I've got 11 other folks that join me,
Okay.
and it's been great, anthology style, and some really great people that I've been able to connect with and get to know their story. Um, Ultimately, we're talking about getting leveraged, and that's not
Right.
such a bad thing, right? Like there's great opportunities within leverage. I think a lot of people just miss them because they don't show up gift wrapped with a nice, pretty bow on them. you know.
Well, if you think about the word leverage, we use it every day
That's right.
because, I mean, listen, I'm gonna even simple things. Obviously, you have a little comida in Texas once in a while, right?
That's right.
So,
Yeah,
well,
you
guess
could
what?
tell
When
I'm
you
a
go
big
out,
boy. I like to eat.
thank you. So when you go out to a restaurant or your wife makes you food, right? You're leveraging her skills.
Yeah,
So you use leverage every day.
that's right.
Um, the difference is we don't always realize that there's opportunities, things next to you. It
Yeah,
doesn't necessarily have to quote unquote be business. Maybe it's your next friendship. Maybe
yeah,
it's somebody you're going to start going to ball games with. So there's always ways, that leverage works for you, but nobody doesn't even realize it's there.
yeah, yeah. That's right. And one of the things is I agree with that so much, Albert, because you know it's always been I've always heard that, right, since I've had all kinds of different side hustles and businesses over the years, to earn extra revenue and stuff, for my family, and I've always heard that, like, your network is your net worth, right?
Oh, for
Or
sure, dude. Listen,
vice versa. And man, I did not I always used to say it, but I didn't really embody it until of recent, when I started making some changes, over the last couple years.
I
Um,
mean, I can tell you the biggest, when you say that, your net worth is who you hang out with or what you do. So the biggest story that I can think of when you say the word leverage,
yeah,
I don't know if you know who this Grant Cardone. Well,
yeah,
Grant Cardone about four. This was when I first started learning to hang out with other people. He had an event at Marlins Park. So I don't know how much of a baseball guy you are,
yeah,
but Marlins Park is the Miami Marlins play there. It's a Major League Baseball park
yeah,
that
yeah.
holds like 35,000 people.
Wow.
So he had his event there at the stadium. So it's a baseball park. So
Yeah,
obviously you can go, and I remember I told you this story. So you can go $100 tickets in the nosebleed. And have you ever been to a ballpark, professional ballpark or a
yes,
big
uh-huh,
time football stadium?
yeah,
Well, the $100 seats were up in like almost touching the ceiling. Back when I was growing up as a kid, going to Dolphin games and Cane games and Miami Heat games, trust me, I sat in those seats plenty of times. So I know what it's like almost at the sky.
yeah,
Okay. So I made a bet with somebody that I met with the 10X group, and he did the $99 nosebleeds, and I did the $1,000. I mean, it was more. It was $4,000 platinum or diamond is platinum on the floor. So we connected later on Facebook, and guess who made the connections and made the sales? Remember, we're talking about leverage, and your net worth
yeah,
is who you hang with and where you go.
yeah,
Well, who do you think probably made more connections and made a few bucks? The
yeah,
diamond and the floor, which I spent a few bucks, or the dude in the $99 nosebleeds?
yep. That's right. That diamond in the floor.
The diamond in the floor.
Yeah,
Because what happens, Jacob, is that the diamond in the floor, or what I would always learn, I learned it the hard way, is wherever you go on in the remember we are talking about leverage, right? Can
yeah,
I tell you the simplest way to leverage anything at an event is you go VIP.
yeah, yeah. I remember you told me that, when we spent the weekend at
Yeah,
the
we drove
retreat.
not only that, but remember you got to hear me for an hour driving from the airport to
That's
the
right.
retreat house.
Yeah, that's right.
Um, because VIP people, remember, I'm going to give you examples of Leverage Nation,
Yeah,
right? And I can tell you a bunch of them, but here's one. I didn't say changed my life, but it grew my business because the people go VIP, they're there for a reason. They're there to learn. They're near the network. They're there to move their stuff forward.
yeah,
See, people who go regular or sit in the back seats, um, guess what? They're just there, oh, maybe. But the VIP peoples, and guess what? And they pay extra for you know, to get
for
the
the
access
event.
or at least the pictures. See, I'll even take it, and I'm gonna say something kind of retarded, but it's true. I did I did the Grant Cardone event when he was, in North Miami Beach, Hallandale, near me. And I also did a Tony Robinson. And I have these two pictures that probably cost me probably about 10K for two pictures.
Okay.
10K. Ask
Yep.
me how many people, and I've been hanging in my office, how many people, remember we said the word leverage. These are just pictures with me shaking hands with Grant Cardone and me shaking hands with Tony Robbins.
Yeah.
Ask me how many woos and wow. Oh, you know Grant. You talked to Grant, and you know Tony, and you hung out with Tony.
Yeah.
And well, it's leverage. Well, guess what? Obviously these people will never remember me, but the pictures and the optics go, oh wow, holy cow, and
Yeah.
that's how you can grow. And you put that everything on social media, dude. It's like, oh man, you get the wow factor.
Yeah. It's a trust accelerator, huh?
Oh, I like that word. I like those big words. Thank you.
I stole that one from another big name that I look forward to meeting in 2025. I'm gonna claim it, Albert. In 2025, I'm gonna start meeting some amazing people besides yourself.
Well,
Besides
but no,
yourself,
but wait a
I
minute,
think.
but every day you see amazing people and working for
Yeah.
DJ Enterprises. So
Yeah. That's
amazing
right.
does not necessarily mean the Grant Cardones or the Tony Robbins.
Yeah.
You realize that whenever you go to an event, whether it's a DJ event, D Enterprises, or you're like the his assistant when you go on tours,
Yeah.
that the guy next to you could be the partner or the person that you become friends with because you bought, because you hung out with them. I mean,
Yeah.
I
That's
could
right.
tell you all kinds of, when you say the word Leverage Nation, I can tell you some of the craziest things, how these people are now my friends. And it probably costed a cup of coffee.
Yeah.
I mean, I can tell you that Mark Victor, he remembered me because when I was at an event, I bought him a coffee.
Nice.
Greg
Yeah.
Reed, the funniest one ever, and I found out later he doesn't even drink coffee. Greg Reed says to me, "Oh," I said, "Do you drink coffee?" Yeah, he said 6 sugars, 5 creams. As I realized later, he doesn't drink coffee. Sharon Lecter told me this, and you know what he told me? You know what he told me, Jacob? Because you're the only person, I've been doing this for 15 years, that ever went and got me something like this. And then he
Wow.
sent me about 4 of his books and 3 of his tapes that if I was in my office, not at the house, you would see he gave them to me.
Very
And he
cool.
calls me whenever, anytime he has tax questions, he always calls me and he's always inviting me out to his events.
Yeah.
Same thing with Sharon Lecter, her husband, Michael. Remember, they see thousands of people, but
Yep.
Michael always remembers me because I always buy him a $4.50 coffee wherever I see him. What
Yeah.
a concept!
Yeah. Yeah. Very cool. Yeah, I could definitely see that because I've started meeting some very cool people like yourself and many others through Daniel, right?
Right,
As since I took on the role here as director of operations at DG Enterprises, and we've been traveling, and we're going to travel to some more events. I'm excited. We'll see you in October, right? We'll be seeing you in October in
sure.
Chicago. Is that right?
Oh yeah,
In for the sales accelerator out there.
okay.
I think you're out there, right? Or when? No, you're coming here next. Aren't you coming here next week or something? In a couple of
Um,
weeks.
I can't remember. Listen, Jacob, it's the middle of tax time. I don't remember my wife's name after 34 years.
I don't know. It's gonna be a great time. We're gonna see each other
Always,
again, and it's gonna be an
we
amazing
got
time.
years of togetherness.
And I'm so excited. Albert, I gotta ask you. So, who has been you've met a lot of great people, man, over your time, right? You've met a lot of great people, some fun and not some not so fun, right? But you've been, in the business industry, you've been in the personal development industry quite some time, and you're a business coach, right?
Yes,
You've been helping people, and there's a lot of wisdom that you have in there, right? Because I know you poured it into me when we were hanging out and talking, and we were on the boat, and in the Jeep when I took you to the airport. But who has one person that um, you would think that maybe is kind of non-assuming, right? That's out there, like that it's like a sleeper. Does that make sense? Because there's a lot of big names, but there's, that is there somebody you've come across on the circuit? I know you do a lot of stuff with Bill Walsh and those folks
Let me tell
too.
you
Yeah.
who come when you say that.
Yeah, who
It's your
comes to
boss
mind?
man.
Go ahead.
It's your boss man, Daniel.
Yeah.
Because we met, and I don't know if he showed you the picture. We met. We did with Bill.
Yeah.
We flew to from Los Angeles to Vegas, became friends. Somehow COVID, this it wasn't COVID, just life didn't. We didn't connect. Just life. We
Yeah.
went different ways
Yeah.
until like last year. I saw him in Denver at the Achieve, and then
Yeah.
we connected, and that's why you're here today. When you say the sleeper, he's the sleeper because he might be the lower. I mean, I'm not saying he's not at the super high end level of 10 million followers,
Sure.
but he's the sleeper because he's the little dude that's always caring and loving and praying for everybody. So he would be my sleeper call.
I love that, man. I love that, Albert. It's so true what you're saying. So just before you and I got on the podcast here, the episode, he was on the call helping a client, a brand new client that Jared was talking to, a young lady that we're going to help her with her book publishing. She had a not so good experience recently with some other company, and he just really poured into her, and it wasn't about the dollar amount, it wasn't about the
Right,
revenue, it was just about pouring into her to okay, we'll see you, brother, have a good one. And it was just a matter of pouring into her, right? Like
right. Showing love.
showing love, and he prayed with her, like you said. um so I love that, man. I love that you're recognizing Daniel Gomez as that guy. I would agree with you because, I've been to Coach Michael Burt's in Tennessee. I know there's a lot of great events coming up, but the whole reason I came here was to join Daniel because I believe in him and I believe in what we're doing. And well enough, Albert, yourself is we have that mutual belief that the road to many is through one, and we believe it's through God, right?
Right.
And as long as we do that, we're gonna help a lot of people.
Oh yeah.
I'm
Um,
excited.
the fact that even when we were in at the retreat, when somebody didn't have and his style is, and you have the same style, and I think everybody working at DJ Enterprises has that same mentality.
Yeah,
Is that to show love and prayer, and
yeah,
I've spent a lot of money and been to a lot of places,
yeah,
heaven forbid you said that.
yeah,
Heaven forbid. You know what else I realized about you guys is that you make sure that the event is over on Saturday and not stretch it to Sunday. So everybody, I'm sure, so he goes to church and whatever.
yeah,
Most other people start on a Sunday.
yeah, yeah. I do like that. Because for me, Sunday's an important family day. Now I have, worked in the past on Sundays. There was a time, Albert, when I worked 7 days a week,
I've done
you
that,
know,
dude. I
and
do
I
that
really
for
had,
110 days, my friend. So for 110 days
yeah,
for the last 40 years,
wow,
we work
yeah,
um, after January 15th, it's 9 to 9, at least 9 to 9. An
yeah,
early day in March
yeah,
is 9 to 8:30 because we died. Meaning died. There was nobody in the
yeah,
office anymore and no calls. But there's
yeah,
been plenty of nights where it went from 9 to 2 o'clock in the morning.
wow.
Plenty of times.
Well, one of my businesses that I had a business partner in a barber shop. And when I tell people that story, they say, "Oh, you were a barber?" I said, "No, I was just an owner. I wasn't an operator. We owned the barber shop, and I loved it. I really did love the barber concept because as a kid, my mom opened up her own hair salon, and I
Oh, my
saw
mom did that.
her.
My parents, that was the first things
That
my
was their
mother
first
did.
business,
Right,
also. Yeah, so I always had that experience. I recall the smell of perm and the stain on the towels because I used to fold the towels and
right.
sweep the floors, in there. But so the barbershop just really resonated with me, and I sold my share in the barbershop, and that was 10 years ago. I was actually looking on Facebook memories, it popped up, and it was 10 years ago that we opened that barbershop, and it's still open today. So
Sure.
that I guess is kind of my little claim to fame, I
But
guess, with
you know
with
why
business.
though? Because I bet you the owner smiles and says hello to people. That's all it is.
Yeah,
Don't you understand? Success is so simple.
yeah,
Everything is make people laugh and they come back. They don't want no
yeah.
grumpy old barber. They want you to laugh and bullshit and have a good old time.
Yeah, we used to have a good time in the barbershop,
Right.
music and everything else, and we actually had a pool table in the front of our barbershop. um,
Wow.
yeah, it was neat. Um, but the what I was getting at was, I've always thought, man, I would like to own another one day. Um, but there's two things that are certain in life, right? Two things I've heard this said before. And let me see what you think, what your thoughts are on this. Um, I've heard it said that there's two things you can bet on for sure, and that's death and taxes.
Well, I know death. When you're betting on taxes, you're just with the wrong guy.
Well, no,
That's
no,
all.
no. But
I'm being a
the
smart, by the
government's
way.
never going to let taxes go. They're always
But
going to tax
Jacob,
us.
I'm being a because that's what I grew up doing. I
so
mean,
so I'm
that
like,
yeah,
I was
no, that's
talking,
not true. Death, obviously, you can't control.
right,
Taxes,
right.
dude, this is America. I make a lot of money that people, I did somebody today that he must have had a conscience because I did 4 years for him. I
Wow.
mean, why he didn't do it the other, why didn't he come every year? I don't know.
Yeah,
But all of a sudden he had a conscience and says, "Oh, can you take care of me?" And I said, "Sure, no problem."
yeah. Well, so the what I was getting to was, I took my son to the barber shop yesterday, not my old barber shop, but a different one, to get his hair cut. And as I was sitting there, I was just thinking about, what the future will look like for my son, because I've tried to teach him about business and
All right.
different things, and as you and I talk more, I'm like, maybe I should teach him about taxes.
Here's the trick about, let me tell you the funny thing about taxes. I can tell you, I can teach. Remember, and I told you this. Here's one thing that I remember when podcasting came out and stuff.
Yeah,
That the one thing I stuck on when I heard something with Russell Brunson. So this has been a while. 'Cause I haven't done ClickFunnels and marketing in your car, which was his first podcast. So it's got
yeah,
to be 10 years at least. So if you think about what I'm going to tell you, whatever you do is only 10% of success. So you might be a book author, production, but
yeah,
the other 90%, talking to people. Did you get the emails out? So you could be the top barber. I mean, I got some of the brightest people working for me in the store, but when I ask them to go pass out flyers to people, they go, "What for?" But yeah, what am I doing, Jacob, at 7? What time is it? It's 8 o'clock here in the East.
yeah,
What am I doing?
yeah. You're
I'm always
building your
pushing.
brand. Yeah,
What's
you're
that?
pushing your you're
Building the
you're
brand.
you're building your
Point is
brand.
that whatever you do, it's only 10%. The actual, whether you're a plumber fixing the toilets, is only 10% of the job. See, the rich get richer, the poor get poorer because they're doing the other 90%, or they understand the other 90%.
Yeah,
That's how the rich get richer. Not that they
yeah,
know any better. You
yeah.
know, my dad wasn't just, listen, my dad built a global empire and he can't read English or write English.
Yeah,
Okay. But he knew how to make people laugh and joke and smile. And so it covers up for all the other stuff that you don't know. But it goes back to what I said.
yeah.
And that's
What
what
kind of
success.
business was your dad in, Albert?
my my dad did everything, but he ended up being a developer. Mind you, this is a
Okay.
guy who come from Lebanon who can't write English. Can't bear. I mean, I don't speak Arabic. Could barely speak English. I know enough Arabic, so we got. I understood.
Yeah.
But he could finance anything on his fingers. He could build anything on a napkin,
Wow.
fix anything. Now it
Yeah.
might have been, half-ass fixing, but that shit got fixed. You know, he knew how to take two, bubble gum and paper and make the shit work.
That's so cool. Yeah, that sounds like me with my son. I'm like, we'll fix it, son. It's gonna be okay. Like,
Right.
don't worry.
Well, one
Yeah,
of the girls who I work with now, Catherine says, when I told him, he goes, "Well, you remember, I'm just like him because maybe I'm not mechanically inclined as much, even though I was at one point. But you
yeah,
can see how fast can I tell you how to grow a business? How fast can I tell you the ninja tricks to take that book to the next level, even right now on pre-sale?
that's right.
It's not rocket scientist. Either it's not rocket scientist or I've developed, remember the business coaching to go, oh shit, if you do this, this, and this, your stuff will grow.
Yeah. So let me ask you, Albert, if somebody wanted to work with you to help their business, what is the best way for them to reach you?
Ready
Um,
for this one, Jacob? It's hard to remember. Are you ready?
yeah,
You can take your phone or you can go to Better Call Albert.
bettercallalbert.com.
Yes.
I love it. I love it. There it is, guys. Bettercallalbert.com.
I mean, that's my
Albert,
newest thing that I learned about 3 or 4 months ago. Um, it's because they started hanging around with people. So here's what bettercallalbert.com is. It's a combination of Linktree to goes Calendly. Go check it out. You'll see what I'm saying. It's Linktree
yeah,
goes Calendly.
wow. Well, that's pretty cool. Gonna have to check it out. Let me ask you, Albert, are you into domain names?
Oh yeah. Oh, yeah. By the way, that's
Do you collect domains?
here's what we were talking about. When part of my gift giveaway.
Yeah,
Um, so if you go to freegifts.albert.com, that's free gifts Albert. We'll be sending up an amazing gift just for all your listeners. How's that?
really? Okay.
And if they go click the Better Call Albert and they mention you saw me on Jacob, I'll give them a 15-minute free consultation just because your crew's amazing.
There you go, guys. So bettercallalbert.com. Let him know you saw him on Leverage Nation, and he's going to give you a free consultation. Albert is an amazing business coach, guys. He's done some amazing things over his years in business. He's accumulated some wealth. We won't get too detailed in any of that by any means, but I can tell you he's a very successful businessman and family man. And because of that, I'm proud to call him my good friend.
Thank you.
And that here's the thing, guys. You've got to start plugging into people who are winning. I heard it said the other day, right? Somebody who has the tickets, the receipts for what they've done, and there are so many influencers, so many people on podcasts, or so many people on social media talking about all these theories and recipes and how to do this and how to do that. How to is the most common Googled
Search.
and YouTube search, right? But the reality is anybody can tell you how to, but I don't want to bring anybody on my show to just tell you how to.
Right.
These are subject matter experts. You can Google Albert Corey. You can look him up in Miami. You can see
No,
he
you don't
has
have
the
to, excuse me.
receipts.
You don't have to
Yeah.
go look me up in Miami. Just look me up. We're global, whether it's Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. I
Yeah.
mean, I'm like, what I learned from Grant Cardone is you got
Yeah.
to be omnipresent, baby. And I am omnipresent. Whether it's
I love it.
podcast, join me on Taxman TV, Taxman podcast. You name it, I've been there, done it, gone there.
Do you have the domain taxman.com?
Yeah, I think.
I'm gonna go get it right now.
Go ahead. Good. You can have it. You don't
I
have
love
you,
domain names. It's great investment. 12
well,
bucks, you buy a
we were
domain.
we were
You're not
talking
making any
about
money.
that. A part
Hmm.
of my free gifts, we're putting a better landing page and giveaway
Yeah.
sequence. And one of them is, Jacob, is to go through your domain names. So if you haven't used it in 3 years, you're giving way too much money to Cloudflare or GoDaddy.
Okay.
So you haven't used it. Why don't you just kill the auto pay and just let it go? If you haven't used it in 3 years, dude, you're not using it. I'm
So
sorry to
let
tell
So let me tell you a story about domain names. So I had one that I had purchased. I have quite a few, and I had purchased one that I thought was, pretty cool domain name, and I thought there would be some value in it at some point in time. But I did exactly what you're saying. So it was coming up for renewal. I got the notice, and I turned it off. Turned off the auto renewal because I said I'm not interested in it anymore. And I got an email from a domain broker, and the domain broker made an offer to purchase it for his client. And I thought it was a scam initially. And so I Googled the guy, looked up the domain broker, LinkedIn, everywhere else. He was legit. And they were offering like 150 bucks for something that was going to expire, right? So my initial thought was, I'll take the 150 bucks and run. It's pretty good money when it was going to expire anyways, right? It's free 150 bucks. And I thought about it, and the business side of me came out, and instead I made a counter offer. So I counter offered at like 10x.
Can
Okay.
I ask you what the domain name was?
It was Side Hustle Solar.
Oh, okay. You're selling solar, or thought of selling solar.
I did sell solar for a little while. I'm not in that. I'm not in that anymore. I left every side hustle I had going on, Albert, when I joined Daniel Gomez Enterprises.
Okay.
So Leverage Nation is my business. Jacob Davis Enterprises is my business 100%, but it falls right into the wheelhouse of what we do here at Daniel
Right.
Gomez Enterprise. We're in personal development. We have a podcast platform here at Daniel Gomez Enterprises. We help people with book publishing, all of those things. So it's in the same wheelhouse. So yes, I was in solar several years ago, and I started letting those domain names go, and one of them was Side Hustle Solar, and I countered at 10x, and the guy countered at like a couple $100 less, and I took the money. So I love domain names. You just never know.
No, but like I say, I mean, I got some. If you haven't used it, like
Yeah,
pitchdinero.com, I used it when I was with Forbes for
yeah.
her
Is that
affiliate.
Did you say pinche dinero?
Pinch.
Oh, pinch. I thought you said pinche dinero.
No,
Okay.
no, dinero.com.
Got
Pitch
you.
dinero.
Okay. There's
Yeah.
no E in there.
I have no clue, but I killed it the other day. I wasn't using it, so I said
Yeah.
goodbye. Books that I didn't like no more, that I had domain like The Art of Perception, because I don't care about that book anymore. It went goodbye.
Yeah.
That's a way you can start saving money. If you're not using them in 3 years, then chances are you're not using them.
Yeah, because they go up on you. So it's like you may buy one for a dollar, $2, or even 12 the
No,
first
but when the
time.
renewal comes up in
The
three
renewal's
years,
at 20 some odd bucks a
right?
year. Yeah, I agree with you. That's a good tip. Did you get
Sure.
that, guys? If you're into domain names, follow Albert's tip. You can clean house on some of them so you're not dropping 20, 30, 60 bucks, whatever it may be, every other month on some domain names that
You're not going to
probably aren't
use
going to have got it, probably not going to be used. um, and you can put them on the broker house, you can put them on up for sale, you can put them on the market while they're sitting there anyways, so you don't have to wait until they're ready to expire. You can market them anytime for sale, put a dollar amount on them and see what happens.
them. Right.
Yeah, you could definitely do that. Albert, it's been great talking to you again. So let me ask this question, Albert, as we round home base, right? You talked about baseball. I'm a Rangers fan. Just by the way, I'm a Rangers fan. Always have been. Always have been since I was a kid. I'm not into those Stros that most people are around here. Um, but let me ask you this question. So you've been through a lot of business experience, businesses, side hustles, many amazing businesses, successful. Who knows? Maybe some not so successful. If you were going to give a tip to our audience about leveraging opportunity, and you dropped some value bombs earlier in that area, is there one that you haven't dropped yet today on today's episode? Is there a leveraged opportunity value bomb you would give the audience?
Well, one of the, I mean, I said the one about VIP,
Yeah,
but
yeah. Go
um,
VIP.
one of the leverages that most people don't do is just go on YouTube and don't watch squirrels. Dude, you can be in your car. Here's the thing. If you're broke and no money and you want to learn, just Google something Google, not Google, just go on YouTube, plug your phone in, put it on your car seat, and listen to Tony Robinson. You can't afford to do platinum, you know, Tony Robinson with 150K, correct?
Yeah.
But you can sure click that YouTube button for free. I would tell you spend the $15 and go premium so
Yeah.
you don't get the commercials. But leverage YouTube as your way of learning personal development. Go and listen to the Tony Robinsons and the Grant Cardones and the Les Browns, and it's free while you're driving. See, most people, when in your car, here, great example, Jake, how far do you drive back and forth to DG Enterprises? How many minutes a day?
About 15.
Thank you. And are you listening to talk radio and sports radio and all that other shit? Yes. Okay.
No,
Well, you're the exception.
I'll it's either Christian music or some type of podcast. Yeah. And any
But as
all the time.
Ziegler say, use your car's university
Yeah,
while
that's
you're
right.
driving.
That's right. Yeah, I've heard that.
So
Man, that's
use your car's university. And
so
and it,
leverage your time as an opportunity to learn.
right. And then can I give you one more little tip that
Of
nobody
course.
ever does?
Of
Well,
course. My
here's one
viewers would
tip
love it.
that made me millions of dollars. Either go walking, but what you need to do is spend 20 minutes a day, cállate la boca. You know what that means? For
Yeah,
all you Latinos?
for my Texas Latinos, cállate la boca.
Which, well, I say from the Cuban of Miami, from the gringo, is when you go spend 15 minutes of quiet time, no radio, no earphones, whether it's driving to work every day, or walking every day, doesn't matter. Spend 15 minutes a day of quiet, and you'll see how your world will change almost instantly. And what's it
Wow.
cost you, Jacob, to be quiet for 15 minutes?
Yeah, that's difficult. That's a good one, Albert. Um, I think that there's a lot of value there, man, because many of us are so tuned in and plugged into the technology, into the phones, into everything we have going on around us. You know, pe- when I'm working, I have the music playing. Like, you know what I mean? Like when I'm at the gym, I'm listening to podcasts. When I'm in the car, like, so 15 minutes of that just silence to
Nothing.
just get in your thoughts,
And
right?
you'll
Of
change the
nothing.
world and make millions because your best ideas will come when there's nothing on your ears or nothing going in your ears. I don't know. Maybe I'm saying it
Wow.
wrong, but
Wow.
you get my point, though, right? It's straight quiet.
Well, I know
So,
you do it because I know you walk every morning.
yeah, you were
And
with me, right? Well, you guys were in the sellouts while I
yeah,
was
we
walking. You're in the golf cart. I was going up the hill. Florida boy.
so I know you do that. And so I know you're very successful and have done well for yourself. So I'm going to follow your tip, Albert. I'm going to take 15 minutes a day. I'm going to find it somewhere in my day, whether it's either in the morning or on the way home, either to the office or from the office or somewhere. I'm going to take 15 minutes a day of silence and just get into my thoughts and recharge. Is what I hear you saying.
Not necessarily. No, it's not recharging. Your
No.
brain wanders. I call it wandering. It's not recharging. It's when your mind wanders, your next great thought will come.
Mm,
And you're
I
not
love that.
cluttering the brain with earphones or sound. That's why the quietness
So
in your brain will wander.
so we're not giving it the opportunity for the next great thought to come in because we're bringing in so much other content.
Right, exactly.
Ah, man, that's strong. Yeah, that's really
And
strong.
what's it, by the way,
I'm gonna write
Mr.
down.
Jacob, and what's it cost you to do it?
Nothing.
Thank you. What a concept.
Yeah, I'm gonna write that down, Albert. That's great. Albert, it's been amazing talking to you as always, my friend. Thank you so much for being a guest on my show. I really appreciate it. Um, I'm excited about your book coming out. Give them the title again, Albert, uh,
Let me get it. Give me.
and then if you could tell the viewers how they can reach you. There's somebody here watching this that needs Albert Corey as a business
So
coach.
you can go to Better Call Albert, and that's the easiest way to get a hold of me. You can also find me on Facebook, Instagram. You can even show them right now. You can Google my name, and it's like, other than that French dude that I can't figure out how to get rid of, I am like everywhere.
Albert, and you've also done some speaking on stages as well, right? I mean, you've
I've
been doing that
spoke,
for a while, right?
yeah, I've spoke on. I'm just getting the name of the book. Give me a second. Yeah, I've been
So,
doing that
so
for 4 years.
4 years. Okay, so if there's anybody that is looking for you, what is it that you speak on? I mean, you're amazing business
Pretty
coach,
much
but
what we speak on is business success.
business success. Okay. So
So
if there's anybody that needs, if there's
we show
anybody
you
that needs Albert for that, let's
we're
get
like
with him.
everything. Let me get the name here because the working title. Shoot, I can't. I'm in a brain fart here. Give me one more second. Good for you in a minute. Here it is. 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 From zero to millionaire, fast track to financial fortunes.
I love it. Coming out soon, guys. Look for Albert Corey's new book being released, From Zero to Millions, Fast Track to Fortunes. And thank you to DG Publishing, our show sponsor, who's helped Albert get this book out to the world. And there's a wealth of knowledge in there, guys. There's a wealth of knowledge in that book, so I highly recommend it. Very reasonable. You know, what I
And
mean, nobody's gonna break the bank trying to buy
And one more
any.
thing, you can buy
Mhm.
the book at tax. I mean, once it's set up, Mr.
Yeah,
Jacob, you can buy the book at taxmanbook.com.
taxmanbook.com, guys. And if you're in Florida, stop by and see Albert and his tax
Just call me. You
professional
don't have
there.
to be in Florida. Hit me up on Facebook, Instagram. We got it
Anywhere.
everywhere. Just you Google Albert Corey, and I will show up, guaranteed, or your money back. Omnipresent, baby.
Let's go.
One
Let's
thing I
go.
learned from Grant Cardone, 10x, omnipresent. You're
Omnipresent.
omnipresent, and good things will happen.
That's right. That's right. Well, once again, guys, this show, Leverage Nation, my name is Jacob Davis, today's rock star, business coach, author, speaker, family man, all around, very well known, good friend, Albert Corey. Albert, do you have any parting words for our guests?
Yes. If you want to get a hold of me, just hit the thing. But just guys, just go out and keep swinging. You're gonna strike out a lot, and I've struck out a whole bunch of times. And one thing I tell everybody, this one last quote: Are you afraid to max out your credit card for your business? If the answer is oh, then guess what? Get a job and be happy, because success says you got to keep swinging. You don't swing, you
Yeah.
ain't gonna make it to the top. And trust me, I struck out a whole bunch of times.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
only
So
takes
true.
one hit to go to the moon.
So true. I post that all the times, is that the game is played on the field, not on the sidelines. Nothing happens on the sofa, nothing happens on the sidelines. Guys, you don't exist until you exist, right?
Amen.
That's my motto, right? You do not exist until you exist. So you've got to get in the game. And Albert has been in the game. Albert has played the
40
game. He's been a
years.
part of it for 40 years. And thank you so much, Albert. Once again, guys, my name is Jacob Davis. This is Albert Corey, and this is Leverage Nation. Until next time, guys, see you then.